Hello everybody, welcome back to the Codex. My name is Jose, and today we're going to be reviewing Transformers 1. Now, I don't know if they're going to call the second one 2 and then 3. It'd be pretty funny if they did, but obviously this is a prequel, I think, to the Michael Bay films. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, this is set way back in the past, like billions or millions of years ago. So obviously we have a young Orion Pax, a young D16, Alita 1, Bumblebee. These are all really, the main characters of the film. But yeah, let me go into it right away. Do I think it's worth watching? Absolutely. Now, if you want to hear my full thoughts on why, obviously stick around. I appreciate you. So obviously I uploaded my short yesterday, which was pretty funny because I've been looking at this short and it's getting a lot of views, which, awesome. It's getting almost 50-50 on dislikes, and I'm either thinking A, I'm ugly, which, hey, I get it, or B, people disagree with my opinion. If they saw the movie, maybe they don't agree that I think it's probably one of the best, if not the best, Transformers movie out there. But yeah, if you want to subscribe for more, I guess, opinions like that or whatever, if you want to stick around for more comic stuff as well on movie reviews, make sure you stay tuned to the channel. So yeah, my short went up yesterday with my quick thoughts, and I pretty much said that the movie was great, and I stand by that. Obviously, the day after, obviously, I went to a fan event that was held at my local AMC, and I thought the movie played really well. It also played really well for kids. Kids in that movie theater were laughing. They were having fun. There was one kid, which obviously goes into the story a bit, but there's a point in the story where like the movie goes surprisingly dark. There was a kid in the movie theater that straight up goes, "Mommy, I'm scared," and I straight up heard that. And obviously I wasn't scared, even though I looked like I would be. The kid was, and I was surprised to hear him or them, go say that during the movie. So I think the movie is honestly just as dark as I thought it was. The story of Transformers 1 is basically a fetch quest. We have to find a certain thing. Our main characters are Alita 1, Bumblebee, Orion Pax, and D16 Megatron. Obviously Orion Pax is Optimus Prime later on, but obviously the movie the focus of the movie is the relationship between Megatron and Optimus Prime, and how that kind of goes from a amazing friendship to a friendship that fractures and breaks into mortal enemies, which is honestly a very important thing that needs to happen when it comes to a story like that, is that the emotion needs to be there at the end. So was the emotion there? For me, absolutely. I think the movie delivered on that fight and that emotional and separating moment at the end, that it really did, like, it was satisfying as a film ender. And it was sad too, because in the beginning of the film, they're pretty much buddies. Obviously, this is gonna be non-spoilers, so I'm not gonna go into everything. This isn't a spoiler, bro. Megatron gets bad. We see this in the trailer. We know this in history. We know they're not gonna be friends forever. So sorry if you thought that was a spoiler. I really like that their relationship goes from how they, like, in the beginning half of the movie was very buddy, and I believe that everything that they were doing, their relationship and where they were in their lives, it all made sense. And I was like, damn, this is gonna be sad when they actually like break up or whatever, right? And it was. So obviously the story is there, the emotion is there, so it gets you latched to the characters. The character development is there for everyone. In terms of Megatron, my only gripe was really the film, like, that I can think of, because I can't really think of many big gripes of the movie, is that I do think Megatron maybe could have used a little bit extra time for the switch that he had from going good to bad. Not that it was rushed, but it was, I guess, slightly rushed. I don't know, because the movie does a good job at building up the characters to the point where you believe where they're at in their lives. Megatron, or D16, when he does the switch, you can kind of believe it, because in the earlier parts of the movies, or the movie, we have little seeds that are in there that kind of show how he kind of has this, I don't know, resenting kind of personality. Like when it comes to like getting pulled into something, he kind of has this kind of like status quo kind of mindset. In a way, it does work, which is on the flip side when it comes to characters, is Orion Pax is kind of the opposite. He's kind of like the gung-ho, or not even gung-ho, but like he's the eyes forward kind of guy. He looks to the future. He doesn't, like, he's not satisfied where he is in life, because he feels that they're undervalued, that they can do so much more despite their positions in the social class, right? But honestly, it's also pretty cool how the movie tackles also like social class and all this other stuff for being a kids movie. Pretty dark environment. So he goes from this kind of like hotshot, no pun intended, kind of character and he grows into that leadership role, right? And it's really a really well done story in general. I think all the characters have great character development for the most part. The only character that I could probably say that doesn't really have quote-unquote development is probably Bumblebee, and that's because B is the comedic relief.
Actually working on some nicknames. The one I'm floating right now is Badassatron, which is actually pronounced Badassatron.
He is, like I mentioned earlier, it gets pretty dark. I think he is a necessary comedic relief, at least for kids, because it does get violent, man. Like there are some auto, like not Autobot, but some, you know, bot, I guess bot, because there's no factions here yet. But I guess whatever they are, the guards or whatever. There is some robot action here that gets pretty like brutal actually, and like, you know, it's pretty intense, especially in that third act. The third act is probably the best part of the film. But yeah, so you need that kind of comedic relief with Keegan-Michael Key, which he does a really good job. But I think what's important about his character is that if you're wondering, is his comedic relief going to undercut everything? Like if it's really tense, dark, and then boom, cut with you know, like right in the moment, Bumblebee's gonna pop up and say something stupid. No. When the movie, especially in the third act, when it gets really serious, when the movie gets serious, for the most part, Bumblebee does not interfere with the actual like fighting or the actual moments. There are obviously some things or some moments that in the end, well, he's still being comedic, but they're like kind of outside of those big like emotional moments, right? He doesn't really have he doesn't really come in and like undercut anything, right? So B, while he's not my favorite part of the movie, he's a necessary part, at least for kids, and he has some good jokes here and there too. Not everything. So maybe that's another negative, is that his jokes don't all land, but I think they're good enough for you know, for it to balance out, right? But yeah, Alita 1 was a great character voiced by Scarlett Johansson. She also did a great job. Her character arc is obviously really good too. I can't really go into much without like going into insane details, but she's connected to D16 and Orion Pax throughout the beginning of the story, and she gets obviously roped into this journey too. But her character journey is honestly pretty cool to watch, especially seeing her personality shift as the story goes, right? And obviously ScarJo does a really good job voicing. Orion Pax is probably the, you know, he is, you get what you get with the guy, right? He is optimism, he is courage, he is hope, but he is also kind of a rascal at the beginning. So I like seeing this side of Optimus Prime before he became the big leader. So it's pretty cool seeing him, and then, you know, basically seeing this D16 or Megatron be like the foil for this rascal, right? He was a serious stoic guy, right? You know, Chris Hemsworth does a good job at voicing that, and by the end of the film, he kind of gets the sweet pocket of almost sounding like Peter Cullen in a way. So everything with the voices are honestly really good. Megatron is by far probably the hardest character that had to be voiced in this movie, because you were going from a character that is, you know, a good guy, right? I'm not gonna spoil anything. Going from a character that is a good guy to a character that becomes evil or bad at the end. That switch is either hard on the mental and hard on the voice too. And Brian Tyree Henry, man, shout out to him being an amazing voice actor, because he did great in Spider-Verse and he's doing great here, because he is probably the most compelling when it comes to like the actual like acting. I'm not saying that the other actors are bad, but like I think it's more compelling to see almost a descent as well. But I think the descent into Megatron and the uplifting into Optimus Prime are done so well, especially in the third act, that it like it cooks. The movie fucking cooks, dude. The movie is fantastic. I had goosebumps. People clapped at the end. Maybe it's just because it's a fan event, but people fucking clapped at the end, dude. I'm so excited to go see it again. Let me know what you all thought about Transformers 1. The music was great. The animation was great. The scenery was fantastic all around Cybertron. The fighting, the end fight, like the last like 20 minutes of the film, are some of the best Transformers action you'll see. It's honestly really good. I don't know if that's like maybe like speaking bullshit, but I genuinely think that. So yeah, let me know if you are gonna go see it. I think my rating is probably like a strong 9 out of 10. Only negatives being maybe Megatron could use a little bit extra push, and maybe like, you know, Bumblebee's character is a little bit annoying sometimes, or too comedic, right? He just kind of quips. But yeah, let me know what you all think about Transformers 1. If you've seen it, are you gonna go watch it? Are you waiting to see it on VOD? A lot of people do that nowadays. So yeah, I highly recommend watching this in theater, full pack or full crowd. I know some people have bad theater etiquette, but hopefully you get good luck this weekend. But let me know what you all think about Transformers 1 and my review. Do you disagree, agree with me? Let me know down in the comment section. Make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed the review. I'll see you all in the next Codex episode. Peace out, everybody.